If you saw the unboxing, you already know what we're going to get into today. If you haven't, I've got a banging glass of bourbon right here. And we're going to get into this because guess what? It's Rane One MKII Day. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Yes, we teased this beautiful machine way back when at NAMM, and I've been scouring the boards, and people are saying they're not going to release it, and they're not going to release it because of tariffs, and other people are saying they were just teasing you. It's not a real machine. It's not going to release. Guess what? I've been using this Rane One MKII for about a year now. That's right, about a year. And today, we're going to go in depth with it so you guys can see what it's all about. Before I begin, I will tell you that this is the Rane One MKII, and it's a beautiful machine. You want to know what makes it really beautiful? These things right here. These are backspin washers from 12-inch skin. So you take your platter, you put your platter on. If you guys have never seen what a Rane One MKII platter looks like, or if you've never seen what a Rane One platter looks like, that's it. This is the platter right here. It's heavy, it's perfection, pops right in there. Then after that, you put the slip mat down, and then check this out. So we'll even do a test so you guys can see what the spin back is looking like. There's the machine booting up, y'all. Locked in, here we go. These dope backspin washers drop right on top. You push it down. Boom, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, that's it. So you guys want to know what this Rane One MKII is all about. And let's tell you, let's show you. We're going to go into the effects. We're going to go into our thought process and our mentality. If you actually look down here, this is still the alpha unit, all right? You could see that my FX might not match up to what your FX will be on the layout, because we sat there, we decided, we took votes, and this is what we were all comfortable with. I believe that Serato 4 now has the drivers that are going to be in here, so that's pretty dope. And now we get to use Serato 4 because we've been stuck on the last couple of versions of Serato, and everyone's like, oh, you got this? You try it yet? And no, we can't because can't use this. I actually just used this machine a few weeks ago back in Williamsport for the Little League World Series Classic. We're going to do another video of that, and it's just going to be a quick, check out of the things that we do. All right. Really simple on here. Stop time. Nice. Scrolling. So you can scroll, see what's on the screen. I tend to use this more and more. Now, you'll see that here, this is load, prep, start, stop, sync, which I'm not going to lie, I used sync for the first time the other day at the Little League World Series Classic. I wanted to go into like a high energy mashup. I hit sync and I was like, man, did I just sell out? Anyway, over here you have the main, which is a formidable main. If you haven't gained stage out of a Rane before, this is the best way how to do it. You use your trim right here. That's red. We don't want to go to red. Then after that, you put your main up until you get to your desired level. Biggest difference, two of the biggest differences between the Rane One, which I'm sure you guys have either seen, played with, or heard feedback from. You have onboard effects. Let's go through those onboard effects. Echo. Recycler. Scale down. Reverb. Matrix. This is pretty dope. Echo out. And of course, you go into the other areas. Now to do that, you could take your parameters, right, as you click on these. If you want to change the parameters of the actual effect that you're using, you go right here and you can click on the effect and you use this. You could see how you could change the filters on the recycler, the resonance, scale down, major, minor, whole, penta, which is really dope. You can change the feedback also by pressing down on some of the effects. Decay, you know, on your reverb, your riser, your matrix, your length. When you want to change the actual effect, you hold it and then you just twist. So you see this here? We have backspin. Oh yeah. Beat break. Bit crush. The break. You could also accomplish that by going here, changing the stop time. Chopper, get to the chopper! Like a cyclone. Delay. Duck echo, which you guys have seen. Clutch. Regular echo. That's what you're pretty much used to. Flanger. Hold echo. I don't know if you guys remember this, but when we were all rocking on a different brand's mixer in the club, you used to have to do the hold echo, where you would just loop something for an insane amount of time, so you could unplug Serato boxes, plug it back in. So it's still there. Phaser we've seen. Mute. Just mutes it. Pumper, one of my favorites. Rider. And you can change the major here, minor, roll. That's pretty dope, right? That's almost cheating. Now these next things, these are pretty new. They're called fader effects. And the way that you work it, the only way to cut them track off is to actually move the crossfader all the way to the other side. But you can see, you turn this on, and how you manipulate the fader dictates the amount that you hear. When it's a fader effect, that's constant. So is this side. Okay? That's a clutch thing for you to know. It's key. So you have fader roll. Tone. That's it for the effects. And the biggest knock that happened on the Rane One MKII was you had to use Serato effects, which we all know can be iffy. Now, that's all taken care of because we have dope onboard effects, basically the same as the Performer. And the next thing you'll notice these lights right here. Initially, you had a search needle function kind of thing. This, to me, is the most important part of my workflow, and I'll show you why. You can change these hotkeys up here to be assigned to anything. So initially, it's a hot cue. What I do, I use these as the hot cues while I'm using stems down below. Why is that? Because I have the ability to come in, come out, and bring in the elements that I want during the mix. You could do mode, and you could see right here, it's hot cue. You also have scratch banks, sampler, or stems. So a lot of people that I've spoken to, they say, no, we use stems on here. You also have this. This is the acapella and instrumental stems. So it's instantaneous if that's how you want to do it. When I'm like doing a mashup or I'm remixing, throwing things on the fly, I may use that. Honestly, it depends on how I'm feeling. It depends on what I'm mixing, and it really is muscle memory. This is your channel effect. When it's not selected, nothing happens. When it's selected, okay? And your channel select is a filter. Check this out. Shift menu gets you into the menu. Now look, you can go acapella instrumental effect. By default, you have to shift it and hit it for it to do an echo out. I don't like that. I like primary because when you're echoing out something, an element of the stem, it actually sounds cleaner. You get the idea. Also in the menu, silent cue, crossfader, and for the crossfader, it's cut in on the left and cut in on the right, and of course restore back to default. Then you have your fader effects, if you want to turn your fader effects on and off. Of course, main meter, another big thing. You can go post or you can go pre-main. I always go post. Microphone, you can choose the effect of your microphone. So echo and reverb. I think all of us selected reverb as our default. Then you have the filter, and you can change the resonance on your filter here, and that also affects how it goes. Then you have the firmware and a factory reset and an FX reset. You have the hot, to get to that backspin like that, you have to shift and hit reverse. If not, to make it go in reverse real quick, if you want to edit something on your own, you could use that button. Over here, you have mic effect. I know it says tap auto, but it really isn't tap auto. I had to put the new display on here. You have acapella instrumental effect. And then you have your mic effect. And that's it. You can change primary, shift, microphone. It's pretty straightforward. And of course, stop time, parameters, slip, motor, if you just want to turn the motor. And that's only for speeding up, and jogging down. When your motor is off, you cannot push down and hold because there's no sensor there. Loop on and off. The best part about this, for me, I like the reliability of XLRs. Quarter inch is cool, but I like the reliability of XLRs. You have XLR out of your main, and you have XLR out of your booth. Also in the back, you got 2 mics here. You have an aux in, that's what I use in sports. And you can drop more decks. Turntables. There's a ground there, so you can do that. You could drop your motor torque also here. It's high or low. By default, it's on low. I have a heavy hand, so I don't foresee you being able to really need using high. In the front, you have everything. It's your control system. You have your mic 1 on the left, you have mic 2 on the right, and you can assign everything. You can control mic 2 or control the aux right here. Your sampler level is also there, and you also have your deck contour. So your contour is, of course, how hard or soft it comes in. Pause. And then you have your crossfader contour. So if you want to come in quick, all the way to the right. If you want to come in slower, then you have Q mix, and again, we use that in sports a lot because we need to be able to hear both sides at times when the stadium speakers are just banging into us. And that's really it. Honestly, I come from turntables, and then I helped release the Rane Performer. If you guys haven't seen that video, check out the video there of the demo portion and how we made our selections for the Rane Performer. I've been using pitch bend a little bit, cheating, but I mean, you could, or slow down this way. And I'm jamming my finger in there. And you could speed up this way if you want. But for me, if I'm speeding up, I'm probably hitting pitch bend. And if I'm slowing down, I'm doing it how I would do with a turntable. That's the Rane One MKII. Should you buy it? If you have the Rane One and you use effects a lot, buy it. That's it. The effects alone are worth the upgrade. If you're using stems in an integrated way, buy it. It speeds up your workflow. And if it speeds up your workflow, the sound is phenomenal. I mean, it's banging. The thing that I miss the most, coming from the Rane Performer, I miss the readout screen. When I'm using the readout screen on the Performer, I could jog, I could look down, hit the shifts, roll in and out of crates. That's the only thing that I miss. So from a pure performance standpoint, if you like to be able to just stare down, not look up at the crowd, and just stare down and get lost in your art, the Performer might be for you. The Performer is still my preferred controller when I'm doing everything. When I'm using stuff for television, I'm using something that spins like this and something where, you know, I can do something that's pretty accurate. Rane One MKII, y'all. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Drop them in the comments. And guess what? We are working with a retailer, and I'll be dropping the link in here soon for the retailer so you guys can get $100 off. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I do apologize that this video is kind of short and abrupt. I did the full unboxing, which you could see, link above. I crashed my Mac during the Little League World Series. I mean, overheated, got to like 170, 180, and then it just stopped working. When I brought it into Apple, guess what? Didn't have a time machine, so all my videos that I had for this saved, edited, ready to go out to meet the deadline, they were on there. If you haven't backed up your computers, your music, back it up. Thank God I use external hard drives to have all my music wherever I am. Again, thank you guys so much. we have a lot going on, and I do apologize that I haven't been on YouTube dropping things, but I got some new business videos. We're going to talk about contracts. We're going to talk about torts, how you can maximize your pricing, and we're going to get into all that. Again, drop some comments in. Go check out some of the other homies. Cleveland Terry, Mojax, Flipside, Steve. Check out their videos too, because they're probably going deep, deep in. Like, deep, deep in. We know Mojax and Cleveland Terry goes like, they go deep. Anyway, y'all, I'll see you in a future video. Hit me on the socials, and be safe. Rane One MKII. Pretty damn dope. Cheers, Chris. I appreciate y'all.